Let's go to the front of the Financial Review. Andrews hits back on China deals. Well, he would hit back, wouldn't he? Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews has slammed Commonwealth plans to terminate agreements with foreign powers which specifically target China, saying it will further hamper his state's economic recovery. Sources confirmed yesterday Victoria's Memorandum of Understanding over China's Belt and Road Infrastructure Initiative will be one of the first to be terminated. Under the new powers, Mr Andrews is isolated now with no support for his position from fellow premiers or federal Labor. Now, I've got to say, Kristy, I had the Strategic Institute Policy Director down there tonight on my show, and he was very, very critical of this particular Belt and Road Initiative. And, of course, it comes as there's simmering tension between Morrison and a number of state premiers in relation to the relationship with China.
Of course, Gleeson. So, look, I think that we're going to see this run across every front page. So it's probably going to be something you and I will talk about through the show. Here in Victoria, I'm very surprised that Premier Andrews was able to make those statements to the Fin Review. He has come out today saying the Prime Minister shouldn't have time to do things like this and figure policies like this and make these policy overreach as he sees it. He's expressed to everybody he's firmly committed to working on the COVID response here in Victoria. Now, that may well be true, but this statement is the very first time that I have seen him speak at length about the economy since COVID lockdown wave 2 or lockdown 2.0 actually began here in Victoria, and people in Victoria are very, very upset that the Premier seems to be refusing to acknowledge the economic cost. But he, of course, is happy to come out and speak about the economy, not in defence of Victoria's 600,000 small businesses who are desperately suffering, but in defence of Belt and Road initiatives, which, of course, the Prime Minister has said or not said that it is targeting China directly, but it does go to the heart of Victoria's major export industry, which is the international education sector. I personally believe that something like this is needed. Universities have demonstrated that they are overexposed to China and overexposed to Chinese influence, and it should have actually been a policy that was suggested perhaps sooner. The federal government also has significant responsibilities for funding of local government. So again, I'm surprised that this hasn't been done sooner. The foreign interest test with these numerous local government sister city agreements and junkets taken by local councillors. And as we know, Gleeson, never a week goes by that there's not a local government in administration in this country for corrupt councillors and mayors and administration, as you know. So the fact that local governments had authority to make these agreements and be open to influence in the first place actually is pretty outstanding.